Welcome to the Crazy Town Podcast. I'm Jonas.
And I'm TNT Dynamite, the explosive one, and we have our beautiful guest with us one more time.
With a final day.
Mr. X. Back again.
He's here.
Always happy to be
right. Let's crack into another one.
All right, so what do y'all know about Mississippi?
I've been there a lot.
Really?
I work there sometimes.
Crooked letter, I, humpback, I.
Okay.
That's all I remember.
Okay. So,
That's how you spell it. It's a lot easier just learn to spell it.
yeah.
Whatever the hell you just said.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that the way I
Like, humpback. What?
Crooked letter, humpback. I mean, it's catchy.
Yeah, it's very catchy.
It makes it seem hip.
I remember it's from Good Times, I think.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
anyways,
Yeah.
in Mississippi, State Senator Bradford Blackman, a Democrat, introduced a bill this week that would seemingly ban men from masturbating or engaging in other sexual acts when they have, quote, no intent to fertilize an embryo.
Okay, so we just getting right into it on today's episode.
Yeah.
Huh? We're just going to make it illegal to jork it, huh?
Sure.
I can't jork now, huh?
The bill, titled the Contraception Begins at Erection Act, would make it unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo.
That's what's up.
It includes exceptions for sperm donation and using contraception to prevent fertilization. So if you're wearing a condom?
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
You're allowed to jerk with a condom on.
If the whole point is like you're not allowed to do sexual things without the intent to fertilize,
But yet you can wear a condom?
but you can wear a condom, that just complete. This is why state senates are so stupid.
Yeah. It says the bill introduced Monday would impose fines of $1,000 for a first offense, $5,000 for a second, and $10,000 for any. So like you get caught squirking the perk, $26,000 3 times.
Better hide that sock.
Jesus. It says it's unlikely to pass, of course, but if it does and is signed, it would go into effect in July. This man's trying to not get reelected because you're trying to tell men they can't go out there and do their thing
I mean, so
or like take care of themselves.
So with a little bit of context, this is a Democratic politician that brought this bill across.
Okay.
And apparently he's doing it kind of like a performative way of like, let me send some immigrants to New York. He's doing it because of the way that they are treating.
Trying to make a statement. Is that
the
what you're saying?
contraceptive laws with women and the way that they are controlling, quote unquote, controlling women's bodies through laws.
Okay, so it's like a reverse, like, hey, if we're gonna be so ridiculous about this, let's be ridiculous about this too.
Exactly. He's basically Democratic Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Well, there's plenty of those. There's several of those already in Congress.
Yay!
I believe they're called the Squad. But hey, we don't talk about that.
Right, dude? Because my not sick of AOC's
There's plenty of foils for Marjorie Taylor Greene on both sides, but and they're all idiots. I'll just make sure I'm on record saying that.
So, obviously this isn't going to pass because, I don't know. You're not going to tell me I can't jerk off.
Who's going to enforce it? You
Exactly.
want to have that job?
How you gonna enforce it? Be
We're
like,
going to have, spot inspections.
They're going to have black lights just running around everywhere looking for jizz stains everywhere.
yeah, but they got it. How do you know you weren't wearing a condom? Then took it off and shook it out
slung it around, threw it up against the wall, see if it sticks.
like a paint splatter.
Oh, wow.
Cops knock on your door. I'm just vacuuming my room.
Yeah. Mom, I told you to bother you. I'm vacuuming my room.
Jizz cops, open up.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
So the issue here that I see is that the performative politics are getting out of control.
Yes, they are.
And I get it that they're effective because you get people, we're talking about it now. Obviously there's some people that feel strongly about all of the different political changes, but it seems like a lot of it's just performative because we know it's not going to pass.
Well, it just seems like a big waste of everybody's time.
That is the thing, and that's what makes it performative. It's theater.
It's
not theater.
You have no You have no intention of trying to get this passed.
You know what's really funny about you saying that is I feel like a lot of government is just a waste of time.
Well, I don't disagree.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just like a lot of just wasting time, filling out bills, stacking shit in that doesn't have to do together. How can we blow money is basically what it is.
I mean, if you're working, you're working. But when you are intentionally bringing something that has to be voted on, that has to take people's time, that is people are getting paid to work on this project.
Somebody had
and
to
it
type
means
this up.
nothing.
You paid somebody to type this up. You've wasted some committee's time with it. It probably won't make it out of that committee. But,
Exactly.
But
Yeah, I mean it's pretty insane that I mean that it's even like it blows my mind that stuff like that is like not illegal. Like if you're working in the government and you're just causing bullshit, they created like the Doge, right? To like go in and clean up stuff in the government, right?
Department of Governmental Efficiency.
So like at face value, I get it. It makes sense. Like there's a lot of waste. There's multiple people doing the same job.
Yep.
People aren't in the office. People are working from home, screwing off. Congress gets like 200 days off a year. Like there's a lot of inefficiency in the government.
There is.
And like we are burning money at a ridiculous rate. Our interest on our debt is bigger than our defense budget, which is already insane. It's not sustainable. We will go bankrupt if something doesn't change.
Yeah, 100%.
And like
I don't know if the Doge efficiency or whatever the hell it is, I don't know if that's necessarily the answer.
right, I agree.
There was like some transparency set out about like what they actually do. Turns out that a lot of their contract has to do with just like replacing computer systems.
Which I mean,
updating computer systems.
well, but also people talk about how like the government uses the oldest computers in the world. Like they're using Windows 95 computers out there in some of these like buildings.
And when we look at it, the Department of Government Efficiency is not like a government. It's not a government entity. It's a political entity.
It's
obviously
it's like
used
the Federal Reserve. It's not part of the government, but it affects the government. It can affect the government.
But I feel like it's more going to be used just to amplify some of the wheels of the current administration.
To bring pressure to things that need changed, maybe? Like
No, I said it's going to be used to amplify some of the ideals of the current administration.
So like, what do you mean by that?
It's what I mean is that it's strictly political. It's going to be used to kind of echo what the current administration is trying to set forth. And if they don't agree with certain politicians, like they did with the one politician where they were like, if any of these bills were to go through, I'm going to start funding your opponent in the next election. Like that's putting pressure on people that has nothing to do with quote unquote government efficiency, or it's out of your jurisdiction when you're not governmentally involved. It's a political performances, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's what I really feel like it's going to be used for. I don't know. I'm kind of sick of political theater. I would like for our country just to
do politics and
do
things.
politics. Yeah, and I know it may sound like I'm old or I'm jaded, but I'll
say that. I think it's a sign of where we are in terms of like where our culture is now, that you can't do politics anymore because the right and the left are so far apart now. They can't, they refuse to even try to work together. Now it's about just pointing fingers at the other side. And if you hear about the few people that are in Congress that are kind of moderate, either get run out, or everyone ignores them, or they call them rhinos, or they call them some name, right? To be like,
you either have to be far on one side or far on the other.
Yeah, if you're not this, then you're not one of us. And you're like, no, those are the adults that we need up there, but those are the guys that know that people don't vote for them, people don't listen to, because they don't get any airtime. Nobody's excited about the moderate who's trying to make things actually happen. They just like talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene or this AOC or whatever idiot is talking today about something stupid. And you're just like, and yeah, it's gotten ridiculous. But again, it's a sign of where we are culturally, that's what we want, and that's what our idiot brains, TikTok brains, eat up now.
You're not wrong. So
yeah,
when a preacher gets up there and tells you to, hey, could you be nice to immigrants and trans people, and one side of the coin is like the worst, he's the reincarnation of Satan, and the other side is like, she was just trying to tell you to be nice to people. Yeah, you're not even wrong. They are too far removed from each other.
They are, and I don't know how you ever get out of this, barring some major upheaval. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Or a third political party.
But yeah, even that, it's like, unless the people in the middle, the adults in the middle, stand up and get a lot louder, I don't think it ever gets fixed.
And that's the point, is that they're not.
No, they're not. They're busy.
Like,
they're busy paying taxes and working.
They're like, this makes sense to me, and I'm not. It's not my party's agenda. So like, but it makes sense. It should be better for everyone. And they're like, Get out of here.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. We don't need this.
How dare you have logic and reason to your thoughts?
Yeah,
A third political party is like trying to fight against Walmart and like I don't know.
Yeah, because then you're going to be fighting both of them.
Exactly.
Both of the machines will come after you. If
they're
you're
too
Yeah, but I
strong.
think it would even out the fighting because instead of being like one side or the other, like there's three sides, and the fact none of them are ever going to be.
Well, unless you can make it a moderate party where people understand, like, hey, we're just trying to make this place better. But there's just, again, those people, the people that are in the middle are so overwhelmed with life now. I don't think they pay much attention. And they pay as little bit of attention, but they just vote for whatever name's on the card and go back to work.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
So,
fair
yeah.
enough.
It doesn't pay to be in the middle anymore.
Nope.
Like, so,
Hey,
anyways,
hey, look, we're all Americans, and I believe in our country, man.
Me
We will write.
It's
this
still
ship.
probably the best country. Like, even as screwed up as it is, there's nowhere I can think I'd rather be.
Amen, brother.
yeah,
Amen.
So. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today's episode. Thanks for coming, Mr. X. We appreciate you.
Always good to be here. Thanks, guys. I'd love to come over and talk politics. That's my
I
favorite
know, right?
thing.
That's weird. We don't do that a lot.
Hey, look,
so.
can we close this episode with the Pledge of Allegiance?
You can.
Okay, never mind.
All right.
For Jonas.
yeah. For TNT.
TNT, yeah.
All right. We're out.